Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is your boy AG the God, and currently I'm working, and my work schedule is fucking torturous. You know what I mean? 12-hour swing shift. But the grace of that though, you got a lot of fucking time to think, man. You got a lot of goddamn time on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So what I was thinking about is the generation gap as far as gamers are concerned. You know, I'm not I'm not young, and I'm not old. I'm somewhere in the middle. But I will say this: 80s baby, and really, you can't even call most of us babies anymore. More like 80s men, if you catch my drift. But I've seen a lot of games. I was like 5 when I first got my Nintendo. And if you think about that, man, that's a whole lot of gaming generations. Mind you, some went by faster. I think the last gen we had is probably the longest I've ever seen. Which leads me to this. Is it that us old head gamers, we just don't see things the same way these younger guys? Say if you 18 or 19 right now, that PlayStation 3 and that Xbox 360 was with you since you were like 11 or 10, man. So that's why I think a lot of people, troll and do what they do, just off the simple fact that this was what they grew up with. And on the same notion, guys like me really just don't give a fuck about no resolution. I care about frame rate. I got to. As far as resolution is concerned, as far as these high-end graphics, I could care less. When I started, we had to use our imagination. No, I'm sounding like Mudbone or some shit, like I'm goddamn 60 or something. But it's true, man. We had to use our imagination. Your imagination was the key, man. Hey, Mario did not look like Mario back then. All you got was a booklet and a drawing of what they thought Mario was. This is what Mario was. So you had to just fill in the gaps as you are running around, hopping and skipping and bouncing on turtle shells and shit like that. Excitebike. If you could have imagined what Excitebike looked like then, to looking at trials, you would have never thought that 20 years ago, man. So here is the thing. As a gamer, is it really, and truly important, all the stuff we complain about now? Is it? Or is it the fact that us older gamers, we didn't have that stuff, you know what I mean? It was not a given, you know what I mean? I will be honest with you. When I went from the NES to the Sega Genesis, the first time I saw Sonic the Hedgehog was because of my dope boy cousin, you know what I mean? He had that bread, so he bought a goddamn Sega Genesis day one. And mind you, I'm a little kid about to get ready to go to school and shit. I did not know this nigga had this motherfucking shit hooked up to the TV in the living room. I did not know it. I was asleep. This nigga was up all night, goddamn smoking the joke. I went out that room, man. I saw that little blue hedgehog. Let's just say I did not go to school that day. I was harboring for every little minute, which what it was. I only got a minute to play it probably every now and then. But that minute was like goddamn gold to me, man. And you know, as an older gamer, I just don't feel that sometimes with a lot of titles. Sometimes I do, like Transistor. It made me feel like I was young, even though it looked better than the 16-bit age. It still gave me that feeling like I was in the 16-bit NES, moving over to PlayStation time, man. You know, probably 98. It made me feel like 1998 all over again. So, really and truly, is this generation gap one of the main reasons why gamers can't relate to other gamers like we used to? Think about it, man. 10 years is a long time. If you were young when that Xbox came up, you probably still in your right mind to rationalize. You didn't grew up, you know what I mean? You got a couple of hairs on your chest. But for me, that generation was just a long fucking thing. I loved every minute of it, but at the same time, I don't think gaming is the same way it used to be. Gaming used to be great. Or maybe I'm just seeing that through rose-colored glasses. To me, back then, gaming was great. The whole console war thing was great. We didn't have developers taking shots at systems, no. We just had games. You had Mario, you had Sonic. I mean, what more could you want? You had Crash Bandicoot. Oh Lord, I remember playing the first Crash Bandicoot. That game, for its time, was a game changer. I remember Mario 64. And you know, a lot of the stuff I see in gaming today, it's like putting an old engine in a Bugatti. Yeah, it's fancy and expensive as fuck, but deep down, when you tear off the frame, it's the same engine driving these things. These games have been the same way, you know what I mean? But I guess some people see it as mind-blowing. I see it as run-of-the-mill. And that same token makes me wish for those older school games, you know what I mean? They were simpler, but they led a lot to your imagination, man. You had to fill in those gaps, and it just made gaming so much wonderful. And actually, really and truly, it made gaming more engaging. Now things are so immersive, you don't need anything, really and truly, you don't need anything to paint the picture for you as far as these games. With these cutscenes, stories, it's almost like a movie, man. But, you know, I said in the video earlier, maybe it's just me. But I really and truly would like input on this. So if you're thinking the same way or think otherwise, let me know. It's your boy AG the God. Keep it 100 and always be real with yourself.